You give me this energy. It is like you set me free. Chasing highs to stay alive. But if I'm with you, I'll survive. So hold me close into the night, 'cause I need you to stay. You take me to paradise, that's why it's hard to wait. Can I be around you for motivation just a little while now?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Amanda and I'm so glad you're here. You guys have been asking me when I'm gonna do more decluttering and organization videos, and I have a good one for you today. So I had someone reach out to me and ask me if I could come help or just give them some tips or tricks or whatever to the decluttering and organization process, and I said I would come help. So a little backstory on how the garage got in this shape. They bought this house and have completely remodeled it. So they've been working out of this garage with tools and sheetrock and tile and all the things it takes to flip a house. So this has been a little bit of a workshop over the past 2 years, but it's also storage. You know that when you go to redo a room, you have to empty it. So they've been pulling everything out of one room, putting it into this garage, and then redoing that room and then moving things back in. So over time, it's just caught all of the extra things or just something that needed to be boxed back up and put in storage or gone back to its place or whatever. But while doing that and living in a house, you all know how crazy and hectic that can be. So we had tons of seasonal decor out here because she is the best at decorating her house for different seasons. This is a beautiful home, and Christmas and Thanksgiving and just different times like that, she has this house clammed out. It is so pretty. But in between seasons or undecorating and then bringing a new tote out to decorate for the new season, things have just lost their home. So she needed a little bit of help, and I was up for it because I know you guys are needing the motivation. So this is a video you're definitely not going to want to miss. If you need any kind of decluttering in your life or organization, stick around and see the huge transformation we give this garage.
Just for motivation.
Stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head. From all those pretty words you said, it's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am, it's like I'm wasted, and I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste it. Now, 'cause I don't wanna slow this down. My heart is screaming out your name. I'm wasted on you. Here we are, right underneath the stars. So let's get a little reckless. You make me breathless, and I won't waste this. And I promise that I will stand by you forever.
The first thing we did was remove any obvious trash. I know you have to kind of sort through things to figure out what you're going to keep and what you're not going to keep. But if we seen just wrappers or papers or just any kind of trash laying around, we instantly grabbed it, put it in a bag, and you could already start to tell just a little bit of a difference. She had a lot of her stuff grouped together in tubs, like seasonal, but there were a few things that were still just sitting out loosely on shelves or wherever, and we did group that together and put that all in tubs and labeled them. I know you guys had said to label with painter's tape on the outside of tubs, and that's what we did there, and I think she had already did that on some of hers. But we went ahead and grouped everything we could that was like seasons or like things, and we put together in a tub to store. We also utilized all of the shelving. She had quite a bit of storage as far as shelves and cabinets and things like that. So if there was any space like that we could put things just to get it up out of the floor or to give it a home, that's what we did. Her husband also went and bought several tubs just for the bigger Christmas trees and things that didn't have a home, just so it wasn't sitting out, being an eyesore or collecting dust and things like that. So that's where we started. I also picked her brain a little bit during this process, and I was like, why do you feel like you got to this point as far as some of the things that were just, random and not really things they had been working on with the house? And she said she just felt overwhelmed. And I think that's how it is for most of us. It's hard to part with things, and I did tell her, go back through it twice. After you do it the first time, it's easier to let it go the second time. And there were so many times I heard her say, no, I'm just going to get rid of that after we had already decluttered. And I told her, I said, it's just easier to let it go the second time. I don't know why. We also put even our little helpers, our little hands, to work, because kids can do a lot more than you think they can. They were a huge help to us, running after this or that, or putting things where they go, or just running it to the trash or getting us a trash bag, whatever. So if you have smaller kids at home and you're decluttering or organizing, let them help. Give them a job. They will gladly run and get you things or help you put things in a certain area, and it's their stuff too. So ultimately they find things they haven't seen in a long time, or it could be their things that they're telling you, I want to keep, or I don't really want that anymore. So definitely put the little hands to work.
We're falling down, we fading. But I know that we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega. I know we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, yeah, we can work it out. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, yeah, we can work it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever. You had me at a low, cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
You can ride all the blue. I wanna do what you want to.
We can leave and run away someday, someday. I've been saving you, and you save me too.
I could tell when she first contacted me that she hated so badly to ask for help. And I'm going to say, don't ever be afraid to ask anyone for help. Everybody gets overwhelmed, especially when it's your own things. I wasn't overwhelmed at all when I walked into this space and seen all of this. It wasn't my things. I wasn't emotionally attached to it, and it was just easy for me to walk in and help her do this. I knew she was overwhelmed, so I told her just to sit. I was like, just sit. We'll bring tubs to you, like plastic totes. We'll bring things to you. You tell us if you're going to keep or donate or whatever. A lot of things I could look at, and I knew that it was things that she, of course, would want to keep. But I wanted her to sit down and just not be overwhelmed. I completely understand the feeling of being overwhelmed. Y'all know I did this to my own space not long ago, and it's hard to ask for help, and it's embarrassing, I guess, to an extent. It was for me. This is her bathroom, by the way. Allison fell in love with her tub. She was like, Mom, you've got to come film this tub. So that's what that's for. But I just wanted her to know that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to feel embarrassed or whatever, but there's no need to, because ultimately, we're all the same. We all save the same things. We all have a hard time letting go of things that we paid our hard-earned money for, or things that meant something to us. She had some family members that had passed that we made their own little plastic tote with lid and labeled their name on it and kept those. Of course, you want to keep things like that. It's sentimental. So we did that. I just wanted it to be an easy process for her. I knew that she was stressing and she was overwhelmed, and it was a lot, and it was. But I just kept reassuring her that it's okay. We were going to get it done. We were going to get through it, and we did. And everybody needs help. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help. And if you know somebody that needs help, offer your time, because you don't know what that means to someone. She told me thank you so many times, and I was thinking, you don't need to tell me thank you. I would do this for anyone. But I know she appreciated that. Her husband had tons of tools laying everywhere, and he went the night before and purchased this tool chest to store some of those things in. So that helped a bunch too. Heather, being the OCD, crazy, neat, turn everything the same way, color-coded, alphabetical order, all the things that Heather is. I knew that her organizing these tools in this tool chest and all the things that went in it would be right up her alley, and it was. So she took that upon herself to put everything in this tool chest, and he was actually very satisfied. He was tickled to death with how she had put things in this toolbox and organized them. So if you know somebody that's good at that, ask them. Usually somebody that enjoys doing things like that is happy to help someone do it. It's just their thing, and it is Heather's thing, and they needed the help, so it was a perfect combo. But also, she listed several things for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and then she also put a lot of things free and had people come pick them up. She also knew a few younger people that were just starting out on their own that came and looked through things. Young adults that are just starting out in life with their own home, things like that, are so blessed to get hand-me-downs. So there were several people that came and looked through things and took to their own home and loved it, was so thankful for it. So if you've got some things that you think are just going to go to trash or whatever, think of the people that don't really have a lot starting out. It is such a blessing to them. I remember getting hand-me-downs, and it was like brand new to me. So, you know, that will take things off your hands, and it will bless them as well.
And I can feel the tension every time we close. I know whatever happens, I will have you next to me. 'Cause tonight we have it all. 'Cause we're dancing as one. 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 places all at once. Wish that what we said would come undone. Feels like our minds have been turned off. Haven't seen each other for so long. I know this isn't a song. Baby, pull me closer, let's fall in love. Oh, I can feel my body move to every move you make, and I can feel the tension every time we're close. I know whatever happens, I will have you next to me. 'Cause tonight we have it all. 'Cause we're dancing as one. 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 You and me are moving, make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one. You and me are moving, make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one. 'Cause we're dancing as one.
You hear them calling, shouting your name. Turn up the collar and walk away. Feels like you're falling, now who is to blame? Wishing you'd only be more like them. Over and over, you cry yourself to sleep.
Also, I don't think I officially introduced the neighborhood dog, but this is Bullet, and he hung out with us the whole time. He was the sweetest puppy. Oh my gosh. Actually, I don't think he's a puppy. I think he's several years old, but he was adorable, and he just roams from house to house and just hangs out. But he was overseeing some of our projects, but he was adorable. But I was just going to show you guys some of the drawers that Heather organized, and she said, okay, so I think some of his favorite things are 1, tape measures, and 2, utility knives. And then it was so funny because a day or two later, we decluttered and organized her master bedroom closet, and I think we found a couple more measuring tapes. So it was just so funny. I remember that about my papa being hammers. My papa had all kinds of hammers. And I think there's just certain things that you collect over time, and I think that was just his thing. But he had found this toolbox on sale. He got a really good deal on that, so that helped us out as far as organizing his things and giving them a home. When things don't really have a home, they do accumulate. So you're going to have random things everywhere if they don't have a home, or if they don't have a designated spot that you store them. I know some of the bigger tools and, things you wouldn't want to put in a toolbox really, we put in a larger tote. And we label that on the outside, like random just drywall or random this or that, so that he could find those easily if he was looking for them, but it was hidden. And, I'm not saying hide your clutter, but sometimes there's things that you have to have, and it's going to look cluttered if it's just sitting out in the open. So we tried to give everything a home, and it ultimately looked so much better. She was so pleased with how it turned out, and I had actually forgotten really what it looked like in the beginning until I was editing and I seen the end result, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's such a big difference. And seriously, it didn't take that long. I think this was a 3-day project, but honestly, y'all know me, and I'm a talker. Y'all know I could talk paint off a wall. So we talked, and we just, hung out, and we just went at our own pace, and that's okay. Like I've always said with anything, there's no right or wrong way, no rhyme or reason to how you do things. It's not a marathon. You didn't get here overnight, and you're not going to get it straightened up overnight. But altogether, if I put just our total working hours in, this would have been done with less than a day. I mean, seriously, it wasn't that bad. It's just overwhelming to the owner. When it's your things, you just are so overwhelmed. You're so sick of seeing it, and you just don't have the energy to clean it up. Because I guarantee you, if the role was reversed and she was at my house going through my things, it would have been the same thing. She would have been like, it's fine, we'll put this there and do this and do that. And sometimes it just takes someone from the outside stepping in to see a whole different vision. It's just so much different to different people. Everybody has their own outlook, their own ideas, and it's just so helpful to have someone coming in and helping. And there were so many things as well that I said, do you want to keep this? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, but do you really? It's faded, and you probably will want a new one by next Christmas or whatever, just things like that. And then she was like, you're right, get rid of it. So just remember that when you're helping someone, I knew that there were things that she, of course, wanted to keep. And I would have never pressured her to get rid of those things. But if it was something that was decor and it was faded, and I knew that when she was decorating for Christmas, she would want a new mat on her front porch or something like that, that was different. But when it came to things that was sentimental, I completely left that up to her. There was actually a thing or two that I encouraged her to keep, because you can't get that back after it's gone. It's different if it's a doormat, but when it's something that's sentimental that belonged to somebody else, you can't get that back. Just keep that in mind. But I'm finishing up here. This was day 3, and I was just trying to wrap some things up. It was just the little things left, just, folding a few things up, sweeping the floor, putting a few things back where they went, just things like that. So we were on the home stretch right here. It was like you could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and she was gone on this day. So I was so excited for her to get home and to see just the end result. And I think it's not that big of a shock to you once you are at the finish line, like when you see it. But when you go back, that's why I encourage everyone to take a before and after picture. If you don't film, and not a lot of people do, so take a before and after picture, because you really want to see what that looks like. It's such a huge transformation, and I was so proud of her. I was so proud of her willingness to let go of some of the things that she did, and just that she was ready to get this space functional again. She said, I think I could park my car in here. And I was like, absolutely. And it's just a fresh new space for her. So that was just so much fun to get to help her and just to get to be a part of this. And I'm so thankful that I came to mind when she was ready to do this project.
Be a light. I'll be a light. If it gets too dark, yeah, I can carry all that you've got. 2 heavy hearts is not a lot. I will put out all of the fire. We stumble and fall. And it's not a lie that I die. I can't hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those blue eyes, and you can tell me all of your lies. I will put out all of the fire if it gets too dark. I'll be a light. Be a light. I'll be a light. If it gets too dark, I'll be a light. Be a light. I'll be a light. If it gets too dark, I am running for you. I am running for you. I am running for you. If it gets too dark, I'll be a light.
There's still a couple of things that are waiting to be picked up that she has given away. These boxes in the middle of the floor, someone's coming to get those, and then there's a bike in front of the garage door, someone's coming to get that. There's just a few things still sitting out that are waiting to be picked up, so I just left those where they were. But it is such a big transformation, so I'm fixing to show you again the before and the after so you all can see that. That's always so satisfying. But y'all know I end every video with reading out of my devotional, and today is no different. As a matter of fact, I know that her and her family would love that I tell you about Jesus. So, June 10th, bless someone. May He give you the desire of your heart and make all of your plans succeed. What a beautiful scripture to read this morning. May God give you the desire of your heart and make your plans succeed. This is a great verse for you, but could it also be for someone else in your life? Think of someone in need of encouragement today and choose to pray this blessing over that person. It may be your mother or father, someone you know has been unwell. Perhaps it's a friend with a new baby or someone who has started a new job. Whatever that person's situation is, pray that God would make their plans succeed. Did someone come to mind as you were reading this devotion? How can you help pray for them today? Always remember to try to be a blessing to someone, whether it be your time or money, or if you have nothing to offer, be a listening ear. Just do what you can for who you can. You never know who's going to need you at that very second. And I was just thankful this week to be able to chip in a little bit and take some stress off of this family and help them make this space the best it can be for them. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I hope that this video gave you some motivation to get your space decluttered or organized, or just to watch this video and someone come to mind that you know needs your help, and you can go do that for them. There is no better feeling than knowing that you have been a blessing to someone. But I love you guys, and of course, I always say it and I always will, Jesus loves you. He loves you so much, no matter what. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Like the sun